Come here now, girl.
Hello and welcome to What's Map, your one-stop shop for everything workshop. I'm BonBonB and you're very, very welcome. Right, it's Friday. Friday's the day of the week we turn to the BonBon buddies over on Patreon and say, hey guys, vote us in a map. And one of their options this week was this particular map, which they've gone for. It is a very vanilla map. It's based on a real-life location. The creator hasn't made a map since, and they haven't made a map before, meaning
it's my first map.
That's right. Now, it's been on the workshop since 2018, so I don't think we're going to be seeing any updates to it or any new maps from the creator, but it really caught my eye, and I'm really glad that I actually found the time to do the check, because, do you know what? There's a nice vibe to this one. That's right, having a nice vibe is a really good way of supporting the channel, getting me seen by more people, and oh, never mind, just click the like button instead, will you? Today's map is Shkodra by Yrelion. Yeah, I'm going with that, Yrelion. Probably got Shkodra wrong. Shkodra, a real life location in Albania. There's your start square. Start square looks plenty usable, doesn't it? How much space do you want to build on? There's your overall terrain heights. Very flat where it needs to be flat, and undulated where you want to have background noise in the terrain. You've got resources. They're a little bit light and not much in the way of ore in the 25 tiles, but it is there if you get out to the edges. If you want to do some fishing and you have Sunset Harbour, that's your fishing map right there. Off to the workshop. What do we need? Well, it is a vanilla map, so you won't need any assets. We are using the Clara map theme though, which makes it look a little bit lusher, which I don't mind, and the realistic 1.2 LUT as well. Okay, so as it says in the description, it's a little bit more exotic than the real place, and having been down in Google Earth to have a little look, I would agree. But there are some very nice features about Shkodra or Shkodra or something. I'm gonna stick with Shkodra. It's as close as I'm gonna get to any pronunciation. The rail on the right hand side, we're not coming back to look at that, but that could have gone around the hill. So yeah. Now, one of the things that we haven't seen for a long time in the map, because I think people's standards maybe are going up a little bit, are trees in the highway. And we've got a few trees in the highway. Not that it affects the map, but visually it does. Clearly, the cars will just drive straight through them. Speaking of cars, where are all the cars? Now, this definitely connects at both ends. I have checked that one. We might have to do a test build down here just to see if we can actually spawn any traffic in, because this is very weird. The bridge looks a little bit low, probably wants to be elevated there. Just a couple of nods on there, just to bring it up, a little bit. Then we have this secondary intersection. This isn't the start square, but it is a potential start location if you have all tiles unlocked. And it does point in the direction of the start square as well, so you can connect the two, which I will show you later. Heading off. Oh, look. Oh, the loneliest van in the world. You poor little sausage. Yeah, so, right. So we definitely have sausage deliveries on this map, which is good news for those of you that like sausage. Stop it now. I can see one or two of you shaking your heads in disbelief that I actually went down that route. Yeah, I know. Okay, over here we'll have a look at the rail, because you can see we do have highways as well. We'll check out the start square intersection while we're down this part of the map as well. And down here we do have some encroaching trees onto the rail as well. So we now we've got some minor detailing issues. Sorry, my voice is really today. Hopefully I'll be able to make it through the show before I pass out. So we do have the rail. We've got this river crossing. I actually like the rail river crossing here. Again, I'd like to see the highway bridge just elevated just a slight midgy bit, just a little bit, not much, just a smidge bit. And again, good rail there. Rail is now elevated, and it's a nice gentle incline with the rail, whereas the start square intersection looks more like a paperclip, which we'll look at in a moment. Speaking of clips, we've got a slightly clipping street lamp there, just slightly, not a huge issue, easily fixed, and also a clipping tree under there as well. But yes, that one to me looks more like a paper clip than anything else. That does lead down into the start square, which we will be checking out in the second half of the show, so we don't worry about that. We'll come back to that. And then the rail, if we were to follow the rail, it stays elevated at more or less ground level, just above ground level, and we have some more trees clipping through into it. Again, it's minor stuff, a one click of the bulldozer and they'd be gone. If you really want to play the map, these should not be a reason not to play it, but of course it's my job to point them out. And then this heads off towards the edge of the map. So when we come back in the second half of the show, we'll have a look at the shipping, the water flow, which I found very interesting, and then we'll have a look at a couple of the real life features in the real life location. And I'm going to clear my throat during the intermission. Oh, it's completely gone.
Are you fed up with random vanilla buildings spawning in random locations? Do you want a specific type of building in a particular zone? Then you need the beginner's guide to theme management. Click the information button below.
And so back to Shkodra by Yrelion, I'm going with that. We have a shipping route. It's out here on this what appears to be a little bit of ocean. We'll talk more about this little bit of apparent ocean in a moment. Water flow, where do you think the water's going to be flowing from and to? You see, I thought maybe it'd be flowing out into the ocean there, but looking at this, it's actually a lake. In real life, this is a lake, and the water flows downstream this way. And so therefore this should be a downstream bit of water. Let's have a quick look. This is just in realism, as long as we've got water flow and it's coming upstream. So this bit of water is flowing the wrong way for what it matters. The rest of it is flowing the right way. You can see we have water flowing down this way and then out towards the edge of the map there, and it's good and it's strong and we're pretty good. We're sorted for a Cities Skylines build. Basically, it's based, the map is based upon the real life location, and it's not an accurate representation, which we'll see in a moment. What we got now, we've got some really lovely sandbars going on here, and I'm liking the sand painting. I think in places, I don't mind it down here. This looks quite believable. But there are some places where I feel that it's a little bit bulgy out of the river, like these little islands over here. Could do with a little bit of a brush from the smoothing tool just to bring the height down a little bit, but still aesthetically, generally I kind of like them. We've got a tree trunk there which is just drooping, so soggy it's drooping over the riverbank. Good shapes of the rivers. It's a really nice location to actually choose to be, and this is, I think, the big score for this map is the location choice. This river looks a little bit gouged. Looks like a My First Map river, but also it's got good water flow. It's got good water fill level, and there's credit to be had as well. Again, just a slight brush of the smoothing tool along that river would bring it up another level. This mountain also looks a little bit pixelated. Again, a little brush of the tool again, just to take out some of the edges. Now, in real life, we have this lake that feeds out down to the river. This mountain range does actually exist, but it's a little bit extended. It actually comes across onto this central peninsula as well, which is quite key, because on that peninsula, right about where I think it's here, we've got an example of a real life Venetian fort or castle, Yrelion Castle. And yeah, if you're going to do a realistic recreation, you would definitely want that in place there. But hey, the highways are purely fictitious as well. Start square is right here, and before we actually have a look at the asset, I want to show you how the highway dead ends. Because we've got a couple of highway ramps stroke slip roads there, so you could put a roundabout in and start your city there, or you could use those slip roads to make an intersection to start your city and carry those highways on right the way across to the other highway. See how that could connect quite neatly across there. So I would use those slip roads to actually build the intersection. Now, in that start square, you probably noticed a little bit of a white shiny thing. It's shiny. It's shiny because it's from Smilies, and it's the Brazilian Apartments 57 meters. Now, Smilies has made 3 different versions of this. It's a commissioned work, and this is the middle-sized one. So if you want a taller one, there's one, and there if you want a smaller one, there's one. You'll be able to find it. Just click on Smiley's link in the description, and you'll find them. Right, let's do a factoid, because factoids. I've not read this in advance, so I have no idea what's going to happen. It would take about 2 million hydrogen atoms to cover the average full stop. I think it would take an awful lot more than that, because they wouldn't stand still long enough. You'd have to cram more on there. I think you'd need several billion atoms, and then maybe you'd have the full stop covered. But yeah, they just wouldn't stand still. They'd be whizzing around. Sorry, my little sense of humour there. Brazilian Apartments 57 meters by Smilies. That is lush, very lush indeed. Love it. Great work. Keep them coming, Smilies. Keep them coming. Right, also, things that should keep coming are the votes on this map. I need to know, what do you think of this map? Is it a 1-star map? Is it a 5-star map? Is it somewhere in between? Your vote really does count. We use it at the end of the month for the Viewer's Choice Top 10. Will this be one of the top 10 maps of the month? Only you can decide. Click the I button now in the top right corner of your screen. It'll take you to the voting page where you can vote for free. But what do I think of today's map? Well, all told, it certainly looks like the real-life location as a top-down view. It's not unattractive as a map goes. It's not an attractive map. I think credit for it looking like the real-life location just takes it above the mid 3-star range. It's nowhere near 4, but it's above a mid 3 stars, so credit for there. Detailing. There's quite a lot that needs doing. There's not a lot of detailing on the map, and there's quite a lot that needs fixing. It's not awful, but it just falls shy of being 3 stars. So I'm going to go for a medium-high 2 stars, very close to a third. Gameplay potential, first of all, this is playable. There's nothing broken with it. Everything seems fine. If you want to do an accurate recreation of the city, probably not for you, which would give it a higher score. But it looks playable, and it entices me. I'm going to go 4 stars. I'm going to give a lowish 4 because there's quite a few little things to fix, but 4 stars for gameplay. Shkodra by Yrelion. Yrelion? Yeah, I know that's going to be wrong because of the where the name must have originated from. If they're from that part of the world, if it's got Greek origins, then I have just completely butchered that. I'm sorry. Anyways, where were we? We are at the end of the show. That's where we are. If you're still here, why? Why? But prove you're here by using the words of the day into the comments to prove you're part of the 20 and Out Elite, the exclusive secret society that you only know about if you get to the end of the show. And I'll see you tomorrow. Thanks for watching.